looking over the roadmap update for spring 2022. What I find interesting was that the video that they shot for this was done by the NA team versus the Russian team. I guess they're trying to just get away from them being in videos for the time being. Who knows what's going to happen in the future on that. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Basically, this first section is a recap telling us about how they introduced super ships and giving themselves a pat on the back for their visual improvements. The visual improvements are good. Lunar New Year event was decent. The Derby event was okay. Savage Battle was definitely the highlight at Landedkiller. It's a good premium. Not as good as the F6 though. Alright, here we go into the more juicy details. Yeah, you have snow and ice on ships, more realistic maps. You're gonna keep working on the ports. Okay, here we go. Update 11.4 kicks off with early access to new ships, Shoreborg, Rust, and Marseille. Large caliber guns on their bows, long reload time is partly compensated by main battery reload booster. Oh no. Like, I'm thinking that these ships are gonna be easy Citadel targets, honestly, right now. The ships are capable of achieving high speeds. New armor ensures good protection of Citadels against medium caliber AA, but they're vulnerable against HE and SAP. Well, we're gonna have to learn more about that in the future update, I guess. Looks like Arms Race is gonna be coming back to the game. It's only going to be available for tier 9 or 10 or super ships. It'll be available in Northern Waters and a few other maps. With the addition of the new mode to random and co-op, Epicenter will be disabled. Okay. Like, I know that people hate it, but it wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like, honestly, I think submarines are worse. So you're going to take out Epicenter for all tiers, and you're going to input this only for higher tiers. Wow. I guess things are going to get boring in the lower tiers now for a bit. British battleships are going to be coming to the game. Feature ships that are historically classified as battlecruisers. Tier 3 through 6 are actually built. Higher tiers were based on Royal Navy projects, probably from the 1920s to 1940s, as nobody really was designing battlecruisers after that. After the 40s, done. They maybe did a little bit here and there in the early 40s, but then it was done. Once we started to see that carriers were superior to everything else, that's when that changed. What's this? Sea Battle. You know, honestly, I'm going to throw this out there. Why not WoW's Classic? Let us play without the submarines and with our old carrier AI. You guys have the code. You could do it. Let's see what happens if you turned on that for a week. Would more people be playing that versus the current game? I think so. I don't think people really like your submarines. I think you need to shove them into a different mode until you fix them. That's just getting ridiculous. You need special passes to participate. In other words, we need you to participate in the game to get to do this instead of letting you just access the fun mode. Competing against AI, destroying ships. So this is basically set up like Battleship. Special theme resources, tokens for early access, other game items. For starting playing, you can press finish automatically. That was supposed to be played on the screen. Whatever. Doesn't really interest me. I would have rather had World of Warships Classic mode without submarines and super ships. Convoy coming back. We got even more routes, one or more destinations, increased variety. Along with that will decrease the number of ships in convoy for each route. Also prepared various interface improvements. Landedkiller won't be the last one. Instead, they'll come back with Puerto Rico, which was a giant, giant S show, I guess. I think I can say that. Puerto Rico was very complicated. Well, it was pretty easy wargame, and you guys basically made it so only the whales could get it. Everybody else had to work non-stop to get it, and you're just reopening an old wound by putting it in the dockyard. I would have just honestly put it up for sale for coal, and I would have been done with it. Instead of having all this nonsense, and then just give players that already had Puerto Rico the equivalent in coal and call it a day. But instead, you guys want to make money off this already infamous ship, so good luck with that. Good luck. I'm not even sure if I'm going to touch this one because it's going to be a giant whale fest again. Only difference is now it's going to be in the modern style, and they're probably going to make the mission super hard or something. Not as hard as they were the first time around, but I think that people should just honestly think about what they actually want. I think they should have tested this with Odin first to see if players actually wanted ships back, and then went to Puerto Rico once they tested it first. I guess they want more of a cash cow, so that's why they're bringing this one out. Yeah, just put it in the game for coal and then compensating people back with coal. Instead of doing the simple thing, you do the complex thing, which is probably going to sit there and piss a lot of people off. Kind of like how you're already doing with your submarines and your super ships. And your economic camo bonus changes. Operations are returning. Looks like we don't know when. Let's see here. When is this listed under? Under the summer, so I'm gonna guess maybe August, late July, August. These will come back. Cherry Blossom Hermes and Ultimate Frontier. I'm happy about that at least. New personal challenges. Return of US Black. So this is gonna be basically another cash cow for them. They're going to basically make this a giant cash cow event by trying to progress between different little mini games, and there's going to be tokens and all that. They don't get into it here though. Faro Maps is coming with 11.5. Containers are going to be more separated in specific types. Training missions for new players. It's going to be in the summer. Separation of exterior elements, something that nobody really wanted. So as to conserve the current state. Well, we'll see. Your bonuses are going to confuse the heck out of everybody. Instead of just keeping things simple as they are now and just basically fixing stuff, you just... Ugh. Battle camera changes. Okay, maybe we'll see how that goes. US destroyer models are getting an update. I'm gonna guess that they're just gonna have a bunch of missions and stuff around the destroyers. Fall Japanese light cruisers. Okay, then what's gonna fill in the gap in the meantime then? The French? Because you only got the French and the British slated. Okay, yeah, that fills the gap. What am I thinking? Honestly, I was hoping that they would go for the support CV concept in the fall at some point, but it doesn't look like they are. To me, it seems like support CVs are going to be the New Year's update, probably. Either that or submarines finally coming into the game, because we're not seeing anything about submarines coming into the game. World of Warships Anniversary. We plan to rework battle performance system. Players will be able to receive reports from several ships for battle. I don't know what they're doing with that. We'll have to see. Halloween mode will come back. Nightmare operations will be back. A new map we'll begin working on we'll keep releasing special Waterline once per quarter. So the last one was in February. So another 3 months from now, sometime in August, they'll give us another one of these. Hopefully they'll tell us what they plan to do with support CVs, because I don't see anything about that here, or when submarines are being fully released. Probably keeping that on the down low for obvious reasons. But yeah, at this point, it's a giant mess. It's a giant mess of a year that we got ahead. So let's keep strong and let's just get through the rest of this year. See you all in the next video. Thank you for your support as always.